What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining us for a Spin That Shit podcast. This is our very first live interview with Sierra Ferrell. We're glad to have her. She's a dear friend of mine, and Garrett Kelly and I chat with her about a new album that she's got coming out. Just kind of asking her what she's been up to and seeing what's going on. Just BSing a lot, having a good time. And stick around to the very end after the interview. We got a world premiere little music video we threw together back in September, and it hasn't been shared anywhere, so you're going to see it here first. So stick around for that. And if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you got social media wise. We're glad to have you, and we need all the support we can get. And we're just, having a good time, having fun. So let's dive into it. Enough talking here. Let's go. Spin that shit, quarantine style.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to that. You remember, Sierra, you remember Garrett, good friend there?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I remember.
So where are you at right now?
All right. At the moment, I'm in Augusta, South Carolina, North Augusta.
Nice. Lovely weather, huh?
The weather's been awesome. I mean, there's been I've been on edge because of all the shenanigans going down and just a lot of things I've been going through personally. And there's been a few storms through here, and there's been some crazy weather, maybe not so much here, but around us, there's been some crazy tornadoes and such in the south and
right
further west.
Yep, we've definitely had them here. Straight line winds and some tornado type situations for sure.
Yeah.
Crazy. We need to redo this year. Start over.
Well, let's hope this meteor doesn't affect Earth in some weird way going by tomorrow.
No, hope not. Where you want to start out with a song?
Really?
Is that too early?
Have you even heard my new song, "The Bells of Every Chapel"?
I don't think so.
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one right now that I have.
This is it song right now.
All right, I'll play it for you.
Let's do it, then we'll talk.
I swear the bells in every chapel were ringing the day that I met you. From high in the trees, birds were singing of you and me. From deep in the crowd, you were glowing without even knowing. So from way over here, it looked crystal clear. You were the one for me. But life, it ain't so simple. No, life, it ain't so kind. Life could lead you somewhere to be all alone. You're crying. I swear the bells in every chapel were ringing the day that I met you. They were ringing so clear, but you couldn't hear. Your heart can never be mine. I swear the lilies in every valley were blooming the day that you touched me. When you took my hand, you told me that one day I would understand. But now I'm much older, and suddenly I see just what you were talking about. Still from way over here, it looked crystal clear. You were the one for me. But life, it ain't so simple. No, life, it ain't so kind. Yes, life could lead you somewhere, and you'll be all alone, and you'll crying. I swear the bells in every chapel will ring in the day that I met you. They were ringing so clear that you couldn't hear, and your heart could never be mine.
I love it. That sounded great.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, you could pretty much sing the dictionary and it'd sound good, but your writing ability is awesome. All your songs are good.
Thank you. That's a newer one I wrote with my good friend Oliver Bates Craven.
Yeah. So
Hopefully we'll write a bunch more in the future.
how old is that? Is that recently written, or is that something you've had in your back pocket in a while?
That's I think maybe a few months.
Few months?
months.
Man, that sounds good.
So when you sit down to write a song, what comes first for you, lyrics or music?
Well, honestly, when I wrote that song, this is a ridiculous story. So I was hanging out at Nate and Audrey's house, and we were watching The Crown. Nate's like hungover as all get out. He's like upstairs, like it's coming out both ends. Like he's upstairs, and then like me and Audrey are downstairs, and we're just watching. We start watching The Crown, and then someone was like, "The bells of every chapel," and I'm just like, I have to write that song.
There you go.
And then I started writing The Bells of Every Chapel, and it started that day. And then like the next week, I was like, Oliver, I'm trying to write this song. I need your help directing like the chords. And I had the melody kind of like already in mind. And trust me, it went through a bunch of melodies that really sucked. Like it was bad for a while, but then finally I was like, okay, I need help. I need some motherfucking help. You know, like, so then I'm like, Oliver, I'm just going to sing this. I'm going to sing this and you're going to tell me what the chords are. And then he did. And I was really pumped and excited about it. And I'm glad that we got together and worked on that song. So.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's just funny. You never know when something pops up to inspire you to do something like that. Be creative.
Yeah, there's actually another song I wrote that was like, Thanks to the Crown. I hope they don't want like 3% or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not like they were there in person.
Right. Yeah, it's not. They don't get a cut of that. Are you kidding? Man, because you know I like to think I'm creative, but if you're not in the mood to sit down and do something, you have to be in that mood or zone half the time.
You definitely have to be in that mood for real.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. So I want to go way back in time.
Yes, sir.
West Virginia, right?
Mountain Mama.
Woo!
That's where you got your roots. So what exactly inspired you to take this seriously to become like a career? Is it something that happened in West Virginia or on the road, or you took it serious before you even left home, or what?
Well, music has always been very real and serious to me because I've just always loved it. And whenever I could, I was singing ever since I could talk, you know, like as soon as I learned how to even make noises, my mom thought there was something wrong with me because I was always just like, but I was like singing, you know, like I was just like always just, there's something wrong with me, but you know, I've just always sang, and I guess I took it more seriously in my later 20s. I've always loved music, and I've always did it, and it's just always a thing for me. It's like a past life sort of situation. Or maybe even like past ancestor sort of thing, passed down through my DNA. That's another story. But I don't know. It's always just been in me, and I love it, and I'm glad I have it. So. Yeah.
So when you were growing up, normally there's different stages. There's the music you listen to that your parents listen to, and then you kind of find your own stuff. So what stuck out most to you when you were growing up? Was it?
Well, I love the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, heck yeah. Dizzy Up the Girl?
What is it?
Dizzy Up the Girl, that album?
Oh. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be real, like I wasn't exposed to all the cool music that people probably think. You know, like be like, oh, you're from West Virginia. People were just playing banjos on the porches, weren't they? And it's like, no.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
And it's just
told me that, and it's like, nah, it didn't really come till later.
No,
with that.
actually, people are wearing tie-dye and they listen to jam bands way too much. Like, I don't know. But I'm just kidding. People can do whatever they want. But but it's just, people always create these fantasies or like expectations on what they just like, and that's like the beauty of the internet as well, and just like podcasts or just like things like that. Like,
right.
People can just like take ideas of what people are and just run with them, and then that's just
right. You can be a mixed collage of all these different things, even if you've never been to a certain area.
Yes.
Yeah. Just because you're West Virginian doesn't mean you're Appalachia only.
Yeah.
Like, I know you love all types of music and you explore all kinds of different stuff. And, I'm sure a lot of your fans just be like, I just want to sing cowpoke songs only. That's it. That's all you're supposed to do. It's like, well, no, you don't have to do that. But,
yeah. That was a short period of my life too, like, and I'm really thankful for it. Like, that was the only thing I had at that point in my life, and I don't really know what I would have done without it, because I was down and out then. And
yeah.
I'm glad that happened to fall on my lap at the time, and it really was eye-opening and actually helped me grow a lot. So.
Yeah. So West Virginia, then where? Started hitting the roads?
Well, honestly, since I was in my mama's belly, I was traveling a lot of places because my dad was in the Marines.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was I lived in a lot of states inside of my mom's belly. And then, and I guess maybe that could have been one of the main reasons, or it's just like I said, like passed down through DNA. Like maybe my ancestors were just very transient people, and it just kind of seems to be something that suits me and that I really love and enjoy, even to this day. I'm trying to make it more of music my career, but at this moment it's a little harder. But the future will be the future, and it's going to get better. And even like when I'm playing music, I'm touring, so I'm constantly traveling.
Right.
So it kind of like falls in that category. Like I love being transient. I love moving. I love action. I like to do activities and stuff. So
right.
It's a big deal for me. Like I need that I need movement, or I kind of start to lose my mind.
That's what makes you work. I could tell for sure. Like that, you're very comfortable in that situation. And there's a lot of people that can't do that lifestyle at all. Can't be traveling all the time. It's tough.
Well, it takes training, like, and maybe not even training, maybe just past life crap. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's built there. What can you share with us about the future? I know you have an album in the works.
Yep, I've got an album coming out with Rounder Records, and Gary Petroza, bless his little heart. No, I love him, man. He's been here for a lot for me recently. I appreciate him a lot as a human being and as a friend, and I'm thankful for him in so many ways. Like, I wouldn't be in the Rounder family if it wasn't for him. He loved my music. He'd come to my shows in Nashville whenever I got to go do my own gigs and stuff. So
yeah, it
was really nice. I like that a lot. And so yeah, we just did a record at Southern Ground, which is another. It's kind of sad because I hear they're closing down because they can't afford that spot anymore. But the guy also has like a bunch of other spots and stuff, like so he's like letting that one go, and it's kind of I kind of feel honored to be able to record my album at his place,
right,
before they closed down. And we spent 3 days and recorded 14 songs. And I still need to go in and do some overdubbing. Just, I want some harmonies, and I want to fix maybe some stuff that I did because I was singing while playing. And let's be honest, whenever I'm doing both, it's like 50-50. I gotta,
really think about it.
I gotta really split up my talents there for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
when did you first start playing then? Actually playing?
Playing guitar? Well, my favorite stepdad's dad, Grandpa Jim, He always had a guitar next to his little rocking chair, and he had throat cancer at one time, and they had to take his glands out of his throat. So he was always drinking water. He was drinking water all the time because his mouth didn't create spit, so he always had to keep it going.
Right.
He inspired me to want to play guitar at a very young age because he just was always had one next to his rocking chair, his big easy boy, and he'd pick it up and just like pick around on it. And he had another instrument over there. I just can't think of what it was. It might have been a mandolin. But and he went to church, you know, like most Southern people do. And he loved gospel music. He loved it. And I was going to this Baptist church that he was going to at for a while. And so I would do like old gospel tunes, like On the Wings of a Snow White Dove. That was his favorite because that was his wife's favorite. Anyways, like he just got me wanting to play music, and because I loved how happy it made him, to be honest, because I would just like play around and be like, I would literally just do something like that, and he would freak out, like literally like, like do it again, and he would just like laugh, and I'm just like, I love making Papa Jim so happy right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy.
I was probably, at that point, I feel like I was maybe 11, 12.
Yeah.
Right.
And I moved out of my house probably about 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fairly early for guitar.
But I didn't really take it seriously until I dropped out of high school twice. On my second time going back to high school, I did a guitar class, and they taught you how to finger pick, and they taught you how to do Dust in the Wind. Like, I don't really know how to do it. I don't remember how to do it because it was like, how old was I? Like young. I was young.
Oh yeah.
I was a little gal. But so I learned kind of how to finger pick, and just like I learned some basic chords, which kind of stuck with me. Thank God, because I don't know enough chords. And I really started taking it more seriously, like in my early 20s. And then I started kind of playing more. What is it?
Piece it all together, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I had some friends who helped encourage me, like my good friend Pa Cobb, which his dad works in, I didn't know this, but I know now, his dad's name's Don Cobb, and he works in Nashville, and he does like all kinds of famous people's records, I didn't even know. And then also my friend James, my friend James Furness, they kind of like encouraged me to like start writing my own songs and write. I was writing songs for a while, but I was in a band that didn't encourage it as much because they didn't like my weird songs. But they would pick out their favorite ones, and I'd get to do them.
Yeah.
And so I was really happy to be able to be liberated to start like, because you don't have to know crazy chords. You can just play like 3 chords. You can play 2. You can literally write a song on 1 chord.
Yeah.
It's your delivery. Like if you can deliver it and make people believe you, then you're golden. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, that some people just overcomplicate the song and it just ruins it anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I can't even enjoy the song because there's so much going on.
It's like, just calm down. Here, drink this.
Pretty much. So who else can you say that helped with the album, like behind the scenes? I know Nate was there, right? Our buddy Nate.
Stu Hibbard, he did like a lot of co-producing. He's like this amazing Australian from Sydney, and he's living in Nashville now. And he not only, I just like love his taste in music. He's just a good guy, and I'm glad that I know him and his partner Winter. They're just really good people. And of course, you can't thank Nate Leith enough to be in my life and be my best friend and music. Nate Leith. You know him. Cheers to Nate Leith.
Cheers, Nate. Hey, hopefully next time this happens, we can actually do this in person. Nate definitely needs to be there. He's a great guy.
Called him today. Drink. I'll drink one more for him and Audrey.
I haven't met Audrey yet. She seems cool.
She's really cool. You're gonna love her.
Good deal.
I mean, I had like a lot. I had like some 18 players on my record. Billy Strings came in and did a guitar on some.
Man,
well, he did it on that song, The Bells.
Oh wow.
Oh, dude. Man,
yeah,
he is nasty. Like nasty good. Just.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh my gosh. He's supposed to play here in Indianapolis in a couple months. They pushed it back. They're still supposedly having it, and it sold out, I think, 2 different nights or something. It's in the park. Of course, I didn't get a ticket.
Wow.
But who knows if they'll even have it.
We'll see. We'll see what's happening. Let's just try to get through tomorrow with the meteor.
Yeah.
What time is this meteor coming?
I don't know, tomorrow night.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'll prepare for it somehow.
Just drink about it.
Yeah.
What else can you really do?
Not much on that topic for sure. Not much at all. So we got 14 tracks going to be on the album. Do we have a title to the album? Or?
That's actually, I've actually been kind of pondering on that.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
y'all can help me out here.
This will be premiere exclusive.
Maybe it could be End of the World, End of Times record album. Actually, I'm going to write that down.
Just in case, you might have to pick like 10 and pull them out of a hat and just figure it out.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I'm going to do that.
You know what
I'm just going to come up with a bunch of different names and put it in a hat and then do it on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Because people would love that. And then also ask people on the internet what the name should be and then put them in the hat and pick up my favorite ones and then put them in the hat.
Comments, yeah.
And
Get
then
them
have like
involved.
a certain.
I don't know if this could be a whole album title, but the old Jimmy Martin reference comes to mind since it's the year 2020 and how crazy everything is. But that line he has, 2020 vision, walking around blind. Because that's what it feels like.
And walking around blind.
Perfect. Man, that's so funny. Yeah, definitely message me when that comes up because I'll be on there watching it live.
You guys are gonna need to send me some title names here.
Cool comment.
Yeah. You want to play one more for us?
Yeah. Do you want to hear the which one do y'all like? Which one do y'all want to hear?
It really doesn't matter. I mean, there's so many. You know what? I like. You told the story, the West Virginia Waltz.
You want to hear that one?
I like that one a lot. And you were like, well, we need a waltz in West Virginia. And then you found out there was already one. So now there's 2, which will work perfect anyway.
Okay, just give me a second here. I haven't played it in a while. In coal mining country, green rolling hills, where my true love is waiting for, he loves me. I had to go my rambling way. I'm always thinking of him for the sweet love we made. The last time I saw him, we did the West Virginia waltz. The West Virginia waltz. No one holds a flame to you. So I came back home with what treasures I have made. Just to be your loving wife, and we would have kids on the way. under the clay. But the last time I saw him, we did the West Virginia waltz. The West Virginia waltz. No one holds a flame to you. We did the West Virginia waltz. The West Virginia waltz. Well, no one holds a flame to you. There's usually a little solo in there that Nate does, but I'm really not. I'm just not a soloist, you know. I'm more of like a avant-garde, like.
That sounds good, regardless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You and Nate together, that was definitely a powerhouse. I'm glad you guys are like, Nate's just not here every now and then. Like, you guys play.
No, we are like we are twin flames for sure.
Yeah.
He is like we are ride or die. Honestly, if it was up to him, he would be by my side all the time. But at this moment, I just like need more space because just how things are. And,
Right.
But he forever, like until I die, like he's forever going to be touring with me and playing music with me. So he's stuck with me for good. I told him that.
Perfect. Good. Oh man. What else, Garrett? We had some random questions for you too, but I don't even know if we need
Throw
to.
them at me. Throw them at me.
Beatles or Stones?
Beatles are the Kinks.
Kinks, okay.
I know you've been listening
Nasty,
to them.
little nasty with the
Get
Kinks.
nasty.
Yeah, I like that.
We're doing album reviews and stuff too on this channel, so we got all kinds of music to start exploring and talk about. So it's a good time to spend quarantine to do that, take our mind off everything and focus on music.
But for real though, I still love the Beatles and I still love the Stones.
I know, you can't go wrong.
Oh, for sure.
I love them all in their own way.
Yep. Definitely a Rolling Stones fan for sure.
And Mick Jagger is a Leo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't know if you knew that.
Didn't know that.
I didn't.
Now you know.
I'll shoot another one then. So you mentioned kind of the transient lifestyle. So what's your favorite city or venue to play at?
Well, you know, that's the beauty of traveling is like every place kind of has like their own like amazingness about it and like their own pros and cons to one might say. And sometimes you can visit a city and have a terrible time and it sets a bad taste in your mouth. But then you might visit another time and then have like the best time of your life.
Right.
I feel like it just has a lot to do with like emotional baggage a lot, I feel as well. And it just depends on like your mindset and what sort of type of sort of landscape you like, because you know each state has its own sort of landscape, or it kind of bleeds into with the next, and then it slowly kind of starts to change.
Right.
I will say that I do. Oh man, it's just like that's such a hard question. Like I love New Orleans for its music.
Yep.
But that place will kill me.
I think I will kill a lot of people there.
I love Seattle for its markets. I love Pike Place Market so much. They have such good snacks and fruits and just like exotic foods that you can't find in lots of other places. But it's still also very depressing because but depending on like when you're visiting as well.
I haven't been out there yet. I haven't been to Seattle.
Oh, the Northwest is so beautiful. The air, it's like a rainforest, but it's not tropical. It's cold. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because like when you're in a rainforest, you can just imagine all like the fresh air that you breathe from all the trees.
Right.
But it's the same way in Seattle, but there's not as many bugs or crazy things that will kill you. Maybe lots of mushrooms, but
yeah.
Other than that, it can be kind of chilly.
You played overseas too, and
Oh
How
yeah,
many times have you been all over?
I love Australia. Australia, they treat you like royalty over there, especially because you're from not there. I feel like
Right.
it's like that in lots of places. Like when you go out of your country, just like with any place, people romanticize about things.
Yeah.
So then they like I said earlier, like they just like romanticize, and they have like this perfect or whatever picture they have in their head of like what it's going to be like and what it is, and like then they kind of like put you in that category, and then like which there's nothing wrong with that, but it's interesting,
Yeah.
and it's cool, and I actually think it's just how we all live, really, because especially in today's day and age, whenever we have everything at our fingertips with like the internet, and like nothing's new, everything's been discovered pretty much. Most of the time, but sometimes they find cool animals whenever they're tearing down all the rainforests. They're like, "Look, we found this new species." It's like, how did you find that? Don't eat it, please. Like,
Don't eat it.
don't
We
eat
don't
it.
know.
Don't eat
That's hilarious.
it.
Yeah, man, I need to be like your roadie or something so I could run around the country too.
Well, it's okay. You know what? I might
But-
pick it up on that sometime, but
Uh-oh.
we gotta
I'd
get to that
probably never
point
be
to
able
where
to
we're all
work.
touring again.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully, when this is done, for sure, I'm gonna be catching as many shows as possible. I think the day they called off here, well, you were doing a show in Ohio, and it sold out like that. And I was coming over to see you that Friday, and that's when they said no, they weren't letting the people in. And you still went ahead and did the live stream of the show. And that venue looked really cool, and I was really looking forward to that. Man, it crushed me that I couldn't get over there. It's like it was for the best, though.
It's okay.
But,
Well, you're wearing my shirt. It looks good on you.
yeah, got to represent.
Yeah, my good friend Charlie Davis, she did that. She's a great tattoo artist. She also did my booty poppin' angel.
Oh, pop it.
That's awesome. Where's she out of?
She's like it's actually really crazy how I met her. I met her in Seattle, and it was the day she was oh my God, this is actually such a crazy thing. I met her the day that I met Billy Strings in Seattle. Billy, I just saw him at the Tractor Tavern. I was like, "Hey, do you want to jam?" And he had no idea who I was, like. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to move to Nashville." He's like, "Oh, I live in Nashville." He's like, but he's like really tired. He's been touring. And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm getting ready to move to Nashville in like a few weeks. And I'm going to be trying to like make it there and stuff, like do my thing and hang out." And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, cool." But he was like super busy. I know how it is now, because like when you're touring, you're like, you're just like tired all the time, and you're like, you don't really have that much energy, which I totally get now. And
Right.
Then I went to a bar like across the street, like up the road a little bit, and I met Charlie there. And then I didn't know if she wanted to hug me or punch me in the face. She's like my size, but she's like this feisty little creature. Like I love her so much. And she's just like, she does tattoos and she does drawings. And then I came to Nashville. Then I legitimately moved to Nashville, which I'm not in Nashville right now. I'm in Augusta. And then I went out, and because I went to the Legion before off and on, like throughout the years, but it's like always just kind of been a building process for me because just like the way it is, it was like, it took a while for me to wrap my head around, just because I'm just crazy. And so then like I finally started to like feel cooler and more into the spot there, and like I felt more welcomed. And then she was there there like hanging out all the time. And then I met her at the American Legion.
Okay.
She was there hanging out all the time, and then like she's a great dancer too. Like she's really good. And then she just like started like, she did a drawing of me once, and she did that drawing for me, and I was like, I'll buy that off of you and I'll use it all the time, so. So then I
She's
was
like, perfect.
I was like, perfect. So I was like, awesome. And so that's the story behind the symbol. I met Charlie in Seattle, and then I ran into her in Nashville, Tennessee, when she said she literally moved to Nashville the next day.
Wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Weird how it works. It's
And
crazy.
here's another crazy story about Augusta real quick. I went and bought a bike today. A nice good bike for once, you know, not like a fucking $200 like Walmart bike or whatever. There's nothing wrong with those bikes, but like I got like one that you can ride for like.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. They're gonna get you in the comments.
Shit. I mean, Walmart's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Just do what you
So
want.
is it like a Huffy or something?
They kind of destroy the environment, but whatever.
So you got this bike.
I got this bike. Okay, so like I'm in there getting this bike, and this guy's like, "Oh, my niece lives in Nashville. Do you know Ansley?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute. I think I might." I'm like, "Will you show me a picture of her?" He literally he goes on her Facebook, literally pulls up the first picture. It's me and her.
No way.
And I'm like, "That's me." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "That's me." I'm like, yeah, I know Ansley. Like, and so like, I'm in Augusta. And then I'm getting this bike, and he is working at the bike shop. So I just thought that was.
Did he give you a deal?
Small world. Yeah, did he give you a discount at least?
Maybe.
Take the bike, go out the back, don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You get that when you go out in public? Like, obviously, if you're going to a show and people are around that area, they're going to be like, oh, there's Sierra. But if you're just like casual out and about, you get those people that come and recognize you.
I probably get it more in Nashville, but
Right.
I'm really actually thankful that I'm not at that level yet, because once it gets to that level, it's probably going to be really annoying.
Yeah.
No offense to my fans, but like, you know, like if you're just trying to go eat somewhere and then someone's coming up bothering you, and you're like maybe going on a date with someone, or
yeah,
like hanging out, and then you've got like people like, I mean, I might look cool on the date, but like,
they're like stealing chicken off your plate. Like,
yeah,
I got this from Sierra. Put it in their bag and run off. By the way, well, next time I come to Nashville and all this settles down, we'll have to go get some more chicken.
Yeah.
Hot chicken, Hattie B's, baby.
It was worth the wait.
Hey, that last batch I got was hot. I was burning.
Oh wait, whenever that one was my favorite one though. The one that we went to last time with your dad.
That was my father-in-law.
I'm sorry. Same difference.
He'd claim me.
He's doing it now these days.
Pretty much.
But that one is my favorite Hattie B's to go to. I just think that one's good.
For sure.
Who did I come there with?
Nate, oh, you were actually getting ready to go to the studio, or just finishing up from the studio? No, you were getting ready to go in to start this album that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
You, Nate, and I think a friend of yours, I think his name was Austin, played bass. Sound familiar?
Yes. Evan,
my bad.
Yeah, because we were getting ready to go to a band practice.
Right. Now I remember. Yeah, we were in and out because we had to be,
Yeah, you guys had to get hunting.
Hunting and trapping and fishing and
trapping. And then you guys got rained. Did you guys ever do any good, or?
No, it was terrible. We got flooded out.
It was crazy weather.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. But better luck next time.
Better luck next time. That's right.
So,
how's your bait coming along?
My what?
Your bait that you make.
Oh, my lure? Bait and lure?
Your bait and lure, sorry.
Yeah, you gotta get it right, Sierra. Now, come on. I'm making lure to catch these guys. See that?
Well, you don't want them eating all your chickens.
No, we gotta save them.
We gotta save the chickens.
I've lost 2 chickens, so we gotta take care of those pesky varmints running around here. Can't have too many in one place.
Well,
But
I still got Frederick.
yeah, that's a funny story. So I met. I'll go ahead and share this, then we could probably cut out of here. But let's see. You had posted something. All right, this is how we met. I was just sharing it with everyone. I remember liking your Facebook page or something, and some time went by because I heard your song on when you did Jeremiah on Jim's VHS. I was like, man, that song's really good, you know. And that's when I started trying to figure out where you were, where's your music, and blah blah blah. And friended you. Then I must have posted something about a coyote or a skull or something. I can't remember. And you're like, hey, I want one of those. And I was like, at the time, I was like, I got all kinds of crap coming in. And then
I think it was a bone because I like your
I was
bone.
like, well, next time you come to town, I'll bring you a little surprise. And I showed up and gave you a vintage fur mink coat.
I still have it. I love that thing.
It's old school for sure. And I knew you would wear it.
I actually wore it this past winter.
Yeah, I was gonna say right now it'd be a little warm, but so it's funny. I got a picture of that night, and then we ended up after the show eating some tacos, and that guy came over and started getting the tequila shots and stuff. That's hilarious. That guy was a hoot.
Yeah, he was. Wait, what about the lady outside? She was like, I almost like freaked out on this lady outside of the place.
Oh yeah. You were talking to someone else and she like butted in and you just went off on her.
Like, just leave me alone. Just like, go away.
Yeah. None of your business, lady. Come on.
It's none of your business, lady. This is Frederick.
Yeah. So yeah, she was against you wearing that fur coat. But oh well.
Oh well.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Well, let's say Sierra, say where the people can find you, and maybe if you know when the album's coming out and stuff.
Where's the links? We need to share links.
All right.
And maybe she can leave us with a beautiful song as well.
Yeah. Well, okay. I've got my webpage, which is sierraferrellmusic.com. And you can follow me on Instagram, Sierra Ferrell, or Sierra Elizabeth Ferrell, which is my full name. And then I have my link to my Facebook, which is Sierra Ferrell as well. And you can find all those things on my webpage. And then there's even like a shop on there that you can find my CDs, or I've got some T-shirts and stuff. And
I'll share your links in the description too. So if anyone's watching, click away.
Click, clickety, click. So is there any specific, you want to hear like Jeremiah or In Dreams before I head out?
Sure.
Which is your favorite one?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
Since that was the first song I heard from you, let's stick with that one.
All right. Well, it's been a lot of fun. I'm gonna pump this song out for y'all, and then I'm gonna go probably eat some snacks.
Sounds good.
Me too.
Oh, Jeremiah, tell me what have you done? You took all the love she gave, you took it all and away you run. Well, you can't keep all your love bottled inside, so you give it away to women. Almost a different woman every single night. You think that you can hide from the morning light, but you forgot about sweet Sue and the promises you said you do. She's gonna put you back up on the shelf. She does better by herself. place the ring upon your finger. Don't you leave it at home again tonight or inside of the pocket of your blue jeans. Well, you swear this time tomorrow you will be a different man. You'll change for the better. And I hope you keep your promises, and I hope to keep them, my sweet Jeremiah. But you forgot about sweet Sue and the promises you said you'd do. She's gonna put you back up on the shelf. She does better by herself. Well, she will make sure to keep all the dust away from you. For you are like wine, you get sweeter with time.
Yes. I'm gonna start pronouncing your name Sierra Ferrell because you're
For
the real deal.
Is that for? That's awesome.
Sounds so good.
That's an album name. Write that down for an album name.
Sierra for real. All right, there it is. Yeah.
Hey, one more quick story for all the massive fans that we have out there, which is like 3 because we're just getting started. Sierra was traveling through and she stopped by my work, and I somehow convinced her to play at our big rendezvous at the shop, and it worked out awesome. It was cool.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about that gig was a midday gig, and that evening we ended up playing at my favorite little honky-tonk bar, Duke's Indy.
Dukes.
Fried chicken's on point, you know. But afterwards,
oh my God, the fried chicken.
I know it. And they're still doing curbside carryout if anyone wants to support them on Thursdays and Fridays. Swing by there and get yourself a chicken dinner and a Lone Star beer. Support them because they need the help. But after that night, we ended up going back to the shop. Me, you, Nate, my buddy Zach, and Jeb. We laid down that music video. I think we should share that. What do you think?
Yeah, please share it. I want people to see it, please.
Okay. It's gonna be a world premiere.
You have my blessings, child.
Thank you. But it was just a fun night, and we had a blast making it, and hopefully we can do something like that again in the future. You know, get creative and wild with it. So keep in touch, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Helping us.
Well, thank you for having me, and you have a friend for life.
All right.
Get used to it.